Konnichiwa minasan. Hello traders. Man, I'm hoping that the sound is recording this time. Did a full video with no sound. But anyway, there's a misconception of what trading is. And a lot of the times, the general thought is you press a button and you make money. And it's easy to view it as a get rich quick scheme. And I'm not talking about people who have been trading for like a month or two. There's some people where you've been trading for a year or two, and how you treat trading is, let me go to the charts and see if there's trades for the day. Let me see how the charts are looking for the day. And then should I find something for now or later, I'll click this button and make some money. And I know people who make money that way, who make a lot of money that way. But the caveat is they also lose it all. They keep losing all their money because that's how they treat trading. But trading is like any other job. There is still a lot of other work involved. Depending on what level you're at, it might involve a lot of backtesting. Okay, backtesting to find data so that you can create your trading plan. Or if you're at a different level, you might backtest because there's a new entry that you want to just gather data for, to see if it's something that you want to add as part of your ammunition. There is your reviews. You need to be reviewing either on a daily or a weekly basis to see if the type of positions you've been taking are congruent to the data that you've gathered or to your trading plan. Okay? There's morning forecasts where you sit down and forecast to make sure that you will take positions that are in line with that trading plan. To this day, how I do my morning forecasts is I also take a snapshot of my trading plan to make sure that that position that I'm taking or the position that I'm looking at has all the entry criteria and does not have the invalidation criteria that is in my trading plan. The entry criteria is basically, if you have a trading plan, it should have criteria that dictate to you when you should enter the position. It could be the candle, it could be the type of pattern, it could be the indicator you're using, whatever it is it might be, which creates your entry criteria. You could have 2, 3 or 4 entry criterias and maybe 2 invalidation criteria, and you stick to that. All that work is part of trading. The kind of diet that you eat to make sure that your mind is in peak performance, as well as exercising, your meditation, other things that you might do to make sure that your dopamine levels are stable, like having cold showers. All of that is part of the work that you put in trading. The pressing of the button is literally a small part of it, and a part that should be automated, whereby you don't really have to think of it because you've done all of the other work that is involved in trading. So if you find yourself not succeeding after some time in trading, take a look at what are you focusing on. Are you focusing on the part that should be automatic, the clicking of a button, or are you focusing on all the other work that goes into it? Change your focus and you will see your performance changing. You will see this also by where is it that you place your emphasis. Are you taking losses? How do those losses make you feel? If they make you feel a heightened emotion, we'll say a negatively heightened emotion that lasts quite some time, that's a telltale sign of where you have put your emphasis. You should be feeling a heightened sense of negative emotion if you are not doing all the work that leads up to that point of automaticity. That's the part of trading that should make you feel good at the end of the day, or not so great at the end of the day. How was your performance? Which also ties back to if you didn't trade for the week and you're feeling a sense of FOMO, that is because you're placing too much emphasis on the clicking of the button. But if your emphasis is on all the other work that I've mentioned previously, then you feel like you've had a fulfilling week. There will be a difference. If you feel fulfilled in the week, when the next week comes, you're not going to be performing from a sense of fear of missing out, because the last week you didn't take any positions. But if you place it on taking the positions themselves, you enter the next week on the back foot. Okay, you enter the next week with all that negative energy, and that will show in your results. But nonetheless, I had already gone through these, so you might see my little trading tool already on this. But okay, here we have GBP NZD. What's going on? What? Okay, here we go. I think, man, the internet up here is so slow. I don't know why I came here. Is it even the internet at this point? But nonetheless, this is the first pair that I have for the week, and it's GBP NZD. It's looking really good. There's a few things that I want to show you here on it as well, with the view that we can see right now. So this little square box, once the internet is back up and running, is basically an area whereby price has, within that square box, tapped into a hook point. So this is the first touch, and then it created a scoop, and it's the second touch. Okay, so I won't show you the hook point and where it comes from, but this is the first touch, scoops, and second touch. This is very good. The fact that we scooped into it, where price tried the first time and failed the second time as well, pushed down, and now it's created a little 1, 2, 3 type position. So I'll be waiting for price to tag this. Some people might take a position right here at the top. I'll prefer the push down and the 5-minute flag. So if I can get 2 bottoms on the 5-minute, I'll already take that position. Okay, if it's not 2 bottoms, so the second bottom, if we get the third touch, if maybe I didn't get the 2 bottoms but we get the third touch at the top, I'll be taking a position there as well on the 5-minute, and see where price may take us. Let me just put my phone hotspot on here. Here we go. My top 3 at all, but it's looking very good, and the phone is also not working well. I had to go indoors because it got real. Alright, so here we go. I can't even recall where I am, but so now with CAD Swiss franc, yes, that's where I was. With CAD Swiss franc, what I'll be looking for here is, so we've got a 1, 2, and potentially a third touch there at the top. We've got our two bottoms. Very nice depth there that we can see at the same time. If I can just quickly take it to the weekly. On the weekly, we can also see that it is part of a bigger 3-touch pattern. Here we go. So we've got this larger 3-touch pattern. We've got the first, second, and we've got the third touch with really good depth as well. So what I'd be looking for here, this is a textbook position, and what I'd be looking for here is, right now we do have sort of like a push up and a flag that has formed. So we can see it clearly here that we've pushed up, we've created a flag, of which now what I'd be looking to see is if price will come into this area, and if it does on the daily and gives us a nice daily candle and a retrace of a daily candle, I will actually take the daily position first, maybe 60, 70 or even 80 pips. And then from there, I'll be looking at taking the push down and the flag, first, second, and third touch. Or if we get a small push down in this area and the flag, I'll take that on the 5-minute, in and around that area. So this one has a lot of potential. There's other flags, larger flags that can form in this area as well. So I'm looking forward to really seeing what price gives us here, but this is looking really good with CAD Swiss franc. So let's see what happens there. And then the last pair that I have on watch is the GBP CAD, and over here what I'm looking for is really simple. So now the first thing that I want to note here is if I can just invert this so that it's just easier to see. Oh, actually this is the right way around. So we have the 1, 2 and the third touch, which is coming into this hook point area, and we can already see right now that there's a push down and a flag, and perhaps something that can be taken on the 15-minute, but I won't be taking this push down and flag. Instead, what I will wait for is for price to come back into this area, maybe tag the third touch, or maybe create a little scoop, and should it push down and then create a flag, I would go for that on the 5-minute first, and then if there's no position there, see what happens on the 15-minute. And the reason why I'm doing this is, if you were to look at the 4-hour candle over here, is this wick here that it has formed may or may not be filled. Okay, it's not one of the most significant wicks whereby you're like, okay, this is one of those wicks that should be filled, but I would definitely in this case wait for that. And the reason being is, we don't have a good 4-hour candle. First of all, it's one that could be filled. The hook point that we have is not the most significant hook point. So the ones that I like to trade usually have a nice sort of like a nice big gap, you know. And if we were to look at this one, it's just a small insignificant type of hook point. Okay, when I look at the flag itself, the bottom doesn't have like two nice scoops, you know, giving it some good depth. We've got depth here on the first one, but not on the second one. So it doesn't give me enough to say, you know what, I will go for this. Let me rather wait for something a bit more significant before I can jump into that. Alternatively, what I could also wait for is for us to get a better push down in this area, which then confirms a higher probability for the direction that we would be going for. So something similar to this I could take a look at. Otherwise, it's been a long video. This is my top 3 for the week. Have an amazing, enjoyable trading week ahead, and I'll see you again next week.